Good morning. I guess opening statement, very proud of our team for handling some early adversity in the game against Central Florida. Obviously came out somewhat flat, which is very uncharacteristic of us and what we had done in the 6 games leading up to that game. But it was the fourth game of a 4-game stretch where we had 3 road games in 4 weeks, and 2 of those games, or 2 of those 4 games were weekday games. So we had weekly schedules changing around a bunch, and had obviously 3 road games in 4 weeks and early kickoff. There's certainly no excuse, but I sensed a bit of fatigue from our team, and was really, really proud of the way down 10-7 in the second quarter. There was no panic, no heads hanging. There was a lot of positivity still on the sideline, and then to go rattle off 52 straight points, and our defense hold them to 105 yards total in the final 3 quarters, I think is a testament to the resolve that our team has. So again, really, really good final 3 quarters by the defense. 4 turnovers in total in the game, scored a touchdown, and then offense. We were able to run the ball, not just with the quarterback, but run the football with our tailbacks, and was encouraged by that. With that, I will open to questions.
Tom, you guys moved up in the polls again. I know that you guys mid-season aren't worried about that, but still the recognition the program is getting for what you guys have done so far. What does it mean to be moving up the polls and be right there?
Nothing. Again, the polls at this point in the season they don't mean anything. They're simply for people to talk about, I would imagine. So none of it means really anything to us.
What about to the Cougar community that come out and support you guys? I know that gets them fired up to see.
Yeah, well, I hope it does. I think I would argue whether we're ranked 18th or not ranked at all, that the fact that we're playing some pretty good football right now would have them excited to come see us play. So we understand that the rankings at this point in the season they're completely and totally irrelevant to the goals that we have set for ourselves, and really pay very little attention to them.
Tom, you're about to flip the calendar to the final month of the regular season. The advantage of playing 4 of the last 5 at home, in terms of regardless of.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. I'd rather it this way than the other way, and having 4 road games out of your last 5. So, but at the end of the day, we got to go out and execute, whether we're at home or on the road. I think the one place where it will benefit us is obviously traveling is taxing on your mentally and physically. It takes a toll on our players and our staff, and you get a little bit out of a routine. Your Fridays are a lot earlier than they are when you're at home, and you're just the week is accelerated a little bit because your Friday is a travel day now, and so you kind of have to accelerate everything back about 12-16 hours, and so it allows our coaching staff and our players a little bit more time to prepare and rejuvenate there at the end of the week.
Tom, another week with that young interior offensive line. How would you evaluate their growth and progress from the Tulane game through the UCF game?
Yeah, how about that? We played the whole any meaningful snap. I say the whole game until we started substituting guys in, but with 3 freshmen in the interior of the line, 2 redshirt freshmen at guard, and then a true freshman playing center is, to me, that's unheard of. This kid's the apex of our offense right now, what we consider the apex of our offense, and 6-7 months ago he was literally walking the halls of his high school and getting ready for prom and all that stuff. And now he's going to be snapping the ball 70 some odd times and blocking an SEC defense out there. So pleased with how they've progressed. Certainly not a finished product by any stretch, but excited at the trajectory that they're on.
Tom, you said from jump when you got initially ranked that it was not relevant until the end of the year, that sort of thing, and you mentioned that again today. But beyond the fact that it's not relevant for you now, the fact that you're getting the respect across the country from writers, media, broadcasters, fans, and like when you have Adrian being named a semifinalist for the Jim Thorpe Award, all these things are happening. What do you think about this all coming together right now in your first year here?
It doesn't mean, again, it's nothing. I mean, nothing is going to, this is not a program where we talk very much about the good things during the season. We're going to celebrate the heck out of this season at the end of the season when hopefully our goals and our dreams come to fruition. But at this point, there's no sense in even wasting any brain cells even thinking about it.
Your thoughts on Vanderbilt's defense and challenges they present?
And what was the second part?
Just the challenges they present defensively.
Well, I'm sitting here looking at 22nd in total defense, 16th in rush defense, 13th in scoring defense, 3rd in the country in third down defense, and 5th in the country in red zone defense. Challenge is an understatement. They're really good, and our offense will certainly have their work cut out for them, especially that young offensive line. They're very, very multiple on defense, both in front alignment, blitzes, and coverages. And so I guess you can do that when you got really smart players like they do at Vanderbilt. But it's amazing how many different looks that you'll see throughout the course of a ball game. And so we're going to have to be dialed in. We're going to not only have to play really physically well, because this is still, I mean, this is an SEC defense, but we're also going to have to play very mentally sharp too, because of all the different fronts and coverages that they'll throw at you.
Tom, looking at the forecast for the weekend, it looks like there may be a chance of rain. Shocking, Houston. But I know you guys haven't played really in poor weather conditions to this point in a game. I know you practice in a game, but what are some of the things that you stress, especially in those practices with adverse weather conditions?
Well, we practiced last night outside for a good hour and a half in the rain and wind and all that. I mean, we don't have an indoor facility, and so we're going to prepare. There's a phrase that we have around here: we ain't changing. We're like a brick wall. You can keep banging your head against that brick wall. That brick wall is going to win. So we ain't changing. We're going to prepare like we do each and every week, and if that means going outside and practicing in the rain and playing in the rain, so be it. We went out the Thursday before the Louisville game and practiced in the rain on a Thursday practice. Had not a very good practice, but we did it, and it was routine. And I think the championship teams that I've been on have a routine, and they stick with it. And I told our guys, I didn't make the quote up. I'm sure I read it somewhere on a Hallmark card or something. But the obstacles and challenges that you see in front of you can only be seen when you take your focus off of your goal. And so as long as we stay with blinders on and focused on our goal of being 1-0 this week, those challenges shouldn't be any issue, because we shouldn't really be paying any attention to them.
Tom, any word on Kenneth Farrow and what's his status right now?
Everything, all signs point in a good direction. Won't know anything until tomorrow after whatever that would be, 48 hours or whatever, but continues to get updates or updated and checked on, and everything looks good at this point. And so won't know until tomorrow morning whether he's cleared for practice, but all signs are pointing in the right direction. All the concussion stuff, yeah.
Tom, what were your thoughts on George O'Leary announcing his retirement after the game?
Yeah, it was sad for our profession. You know, he's a tremendous coach, has had a lot of success everywhere he's been, and you know, it's amazing what he was able to accomplish there at Central Florida, and you know, culminating with a Fiesta Bowl appearance and win just 2 years ago, and a bunch of 10-win seasons and bowl victories and so on and so forth. And you know, for a team in our conference to have that kind of run that he did, kind of taking them from where he took them, and then culminating in what was then a BCS Bowl win is pretty remarkable.
Coach, you've been in, I'm sorry, Coach, you've been in,
Oh, hang on. They want you to use the mic.
you've been in big atmospheres, big games. What do you think about the game day experience here, and how would you like to see maybe it change if you could have that?
Well, I think, you know, from what I see when we come off the bus and walk our players into the stadium, I think that's fantastic, the tailgating and everything that goes on outside the stadium before the game. And then I think our student section has been phenomenal for our home games. I would challenge them to bring even more, but they've been really, really good thus far. And I think the only thing, you know, as noted, I would certainly like there to be no empty seats in the stadium. But in terms of an atmosphere pregame, I think it's fantastic. The student section's fantastic. I think last game we had the lower bowl sold out, which made the atmosphere really good. But the only thing that's missing now is to get all those seats filled. How many pens do you have attached to your lanyard, by the way? 4. Use them all? And they're all black. Do they all have like a different meaning?
No, just right along.
Just in case you lose one, runs out, lose one. Yeah.
Tom, they started a true freshman at quarterback last game, and then I think the regular starter came back in third quarter. Does that present anything in terms